Today we are off to Boquete, a picturesque mountain town in western Panama, nestled in the Chiriquí Highlands. It is surrounded by lush green hills and offers a cooler climate compared to the lowlands. To get there, I took a morning bus from Panama City to David. You can also fly into David if you prefer, but you will still need to take either a local bus or a taxi to Boquete. I decided to enjoy the scenic road views, so the bus was my choice. Upon arrival, I hopped on another bus, and this one had a super cool design. Boquete is known for its stunning natural beauty, and some people even call it the Valley of Flowers and Eternal Spring. It has a small town feel with colorful buildings, friendly locals, and a relaxed atmosphere. It is surrounded by lush forests and rivers, and it is a hub for outdoor activities like hiking, birdwatching, and exploring cloud forests, which is exactly what I planned for the next day. There are two famous hikes you can do here: the Pipeline Trail and the Lost Waterfalls. The Pipeline one is a relatively easy path, making it perfect for all ages. The trail goes through the cloud forests and follows the course of a pipeline, hence the name. One of the highlights is the chance to see the quetzal bird, and there is also a hidden waterfall at the end of the trail. The Lost Waterfalls hike, which I chose to do, is a beautiful trail that leads you to 3 stunning waterfalls, each with its unique charm. Along the way, you might spot a variety of wildlife and exotic plants.
Your tribe.
Okay.
The little one is the best. The little
This
one.
one?
Yes, yeah. This one is not really right.
The hike is moderately challenging, and I highly recommend doing it with a local guide. Some sections are very steep, requiring ropes for climbing, and the trail can get quite slippery. The fact that I had a guide to watch my back made me feel safe and I could enjoy the experience. Plus, it's not easy for a non-trained eye to spot a wildlife there, but the guides can really point out so many birds, insects, and plants that you might miss on your own. On the hike, there were just 2 of us, myself and one other lady, so it almost felt like a private tour. This entire experience reminded me of my solo hiking adventure in Monteverde, Costa Rica. I will link a link to it somewhere here. I have to say, guys, Panama has truly surprised me. It is so diverse, there is so much to see, and I feel like not many people know about the beauty of this country. Even though it is relatively small, I feel like even 3 months wouldn't be enough to explore it fully. On the way back to town, we passed an incredible rock formation called Los Ladrillos. It is a columnar basalt formation similar to the giant causeway in Ireland, a definite must-see when visiting Boquete. Being mostly plant-based can be quite a challenge in today's world, especially when traveling. Thankfully, Central America is a great region for vegans and vegetarians, thanks to the abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables available year-round. After lunch, I stopped by the office of Boquete Outdoor Adventures to finalize my booking for the 4x4 ride to the top of Barú Volcano. But more about that later in the video. Of course, I couldn't miss visiting Unido Cafe, which is famous for its stunning views and exceptional coffee made from beans grown in the region. It was an afternoon treat for me, especially since I did not get to enjoy my morning coffee. I was lucky to have the entire place to myself for a while. This place tends to be quieter in the afternoons compared to the busy mornings, so it was the perfect moment to relax. By the way guys, I feel like I have to clarify something because some people get confused watching my videos. When I show you an empty street or a coffee shop with no people, some might assume the town is deserted or that the place isn't worth visiting. And that's not the case at all. This is just my personal filming style. When it's possible, I try to avoid capturing people as much, out of respect for their privacy, so I often film when there are fewer people around. But anyway, let me know what you want to see more of and I will do my best to make it happen. Today is the day we are heading to the summit of Barú Volcano. They picked me up at 3:30 a.m. and it took about 2 hours to get to the top. Let me tell you, it was the bumpiest ride of my life. I honestly can't imagine it getting any rougher than that, but despite the rocky path, the experience was completely worth it. We had a lady driver and she was incredible. I was so impressed watching her navigate massive rocks, like it was just her casual Tuesday. We even had to stop a few times so she could move rocks off the path, which could have left us stuck. The good thing is that the ride is done in groups of 3-4 vehicles, so in case of emergencies, the drivers can help each other out, and the cars themselves, they look so cool. This 4x4 climb is an adventure in itself. The rugged trail takes you through diverse landscapes from lush cloud forests to rocky slopes. And once you reach the top, the panoramic views are absolutely breathtaking. Barú Volcano is the tallest peak in Panama, standing at 3,474 meters. One of its most fascinating aspects is that on a clear day you can see both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea from this summit. This volcano is unique because it's an active stratovolcano, although its last major eruption was over 500 years ago. It is a part of the Barú Volcano National Park, home to a rich variety of flora and fauna, including many endemic species. After catching the sunrise at the top, our guides prepared a breakfast with a view for us, just what we needed to celebrate this perfect moment. And a few tips for those of you guys who want to climb the volcano. Dress in layers because it gets very cold at the summit. I wore a windbreaker over a down jacket, a hoodie and a turtleneck, and I was perfectly comfortable. However, others who dressed lightly were freezing, so keep it in mind.
Este video es para mi nueva amiga ucraniana. Soy Mari Carmen, soy cubana y le estoy aconsejando que por favor que disfruten mucho su juventud. tengo 54 años y tuve una hija y no podía salir, no podía hacer muchas cosas. Así que disfruta tu juventud, viaja, haz muchas cosas, que sea después algo para recordar, para poder ver y decir, lo viví, no por nadie, por ti, eres una mujer y necesitas sentirte libre, amada, pero a la vez necesitas que tu vida tenga significado. Ay, ahorrar batería.
One more thing, there is an option to climb that volcano by foot, but it's not for the faint-hearted. The terrain is extremely rugged, and to catch the sunrise you would need to start your hike around midnight. I mean, the climb is exhausting, and on our way back we were stopped by a group of hikers who were so tired they begged for a ride down. But we didn't have any space in the cars. So stay on the safe side and make a wise decision for yourself, whatever suits you best. Alright, we are back in town, and I thought, why not visit one of the chocolaterias or chocolate shops you see all around Boquete. I'm trying to cut back on chocolate and coffee, but how can you resist when you're in a region known for growing and making exceptional chocolate? Not to mention, everything looks so incredibly tempting. I didn't buy any chocolate this time, but I opted for a cup of hot chocolate instead. It was so rich, flavorful, and had an authentic taste that I absolutely loved. As I still had the whole day ahead and no specific plans, I turned to Google Maps to find interesting places nearby. That's when I stumbled upon Boquete bees and butterflies, a magical destination that I simply could not miss. It took me half an hour to get there by foot, and it was such a pleasant walk. The weather was perfect and I enjoyed every moment of it. The Butterfly and Bees Garden is home to a variety of butterfly species, showcasing their life cycles and the important role they play in the ecosystem. It's a serene place to learn about these beautiful insects and their habitats. The garden also houses bee colonies, highlighting the crucial role bees play in pollination and the environment. It's a great educational experience and I highly recommend it. I couldn't join the bee tour because they require at least 2 people for that, and I was alone. However, I did have a butterfly tour where one of the staff members explained fascinating details about these beautiful creatures. And then, once the tour is over, you're free to wander around and enjoy the surroundings at your own pace. Boquete is also known for its high-quality honey, thanks to its diverse flora and pristine environment. The region's unique climate and biodiversity result in honey with distinct flavors and exceptional quality. The garden has an on-site shop where they sell their honey, and of course I had to get some. It was so good. They offer a wide range of honey, from light and floral to rich and robust, depending on the flowers the bees pollinate. Then I walked a bit further uphill in the direction of Bambuda Castle. However, the skies started turning overcast and I knew I had to head back. Depending on the season you visit, you can see quite a lot of rain in this part of the world. I would recommend planning most of your activities in the morning, as rain typically starts between 1 and 4 p.m. and can last until the evening or even into the next morning. By the time I got back to town, it was pouring, so I spent the rest of the afternoon relaxing at my accommodation. Latin America holds a special place in my heart, as I often feel like my soul belongs here. And it's not just like there is one particular country that I love, it's more of a deep connection to the Latin culture and nature, I guess. Even as a kid, whenever I saw movies filmed in Latin American countries, I had this unexplainable feeling of familiarity, like I'd been there before. And that feeling hasn't changed. Every time I visit a country in this region, it feels like coming home, and it remains my favorite part of the world to explore. Here is a quick tour of where I stayed. The place is called Villa Alejandro and is centrally located in the town of Boquete. The main building has a common area and kitchen you can use, along with private rooms. They also offer separate villas if you are looking for more privacy. I stayed in one of the rooms in the main building and it was comfortable. There is also a lovely terrace where you can enjoy your breakfast or simply soak up the sun. As I already mentioned, the entire area reminded me of Monteverde, the cloud forest region in Costa Rica. It has the same serene and lush atmosphere. Boquete is often described as a perfect place to retire, and after spending some time here, I can definitely see why. Of course, I fell in love with peaceful location of Unido Cafe. I couldn't imagine a better spot to spend my morning. There was something refreshing and almost cleansing about this place. Maybe it was the sound of the river flowing nearby, the stunning mountain backdrop, or the gentle gusts of wind playing in my hair. That morning I felt completely at ease. I was in the middle of my adventures in Panama, excited about my upcoming trip to Bocas del Toro on the Caribbean coast, and already planning my journey to Cuba. I actually edited my Cuba videos first, but in reality I visited Panama before heading to Cuba. By the way, if you haven't watched my Cuba series yet, I highly recommend it. It was an experience I will never forget. Time flew by and before I knew it, it was lunchtime. I headed to Ngadri restaurant, my favorite place to eat in Boquete. Since it was my last day in town, I wanted to make the most of it. I had considered visiting one of the coffee plantations in the region, but I had done that several times before in Costa Rica. Instead, I chose to spend my final day here enjoying delicious food, strolling around town, taking in the views, and not expecting much from myself, if I can put it this way. If you have the chance to visit Boquete, don't skip it. It's a wonderful stop on your way to the Caribbean side of Panama and a fantastic destination for nature lovers. On that note, I am ending this video, and next time we will meet in Bocas del Toro. Stay tuned and I will see you soon.